Welcome to Wasatch Weekends. I'm your host, Ben Roof. We've got a great show in store for you today, but first, a bit of local news. Park City's 4th of July celebration will be held Tuesday, July 4th, and they are currently accepting applications for floats. But to apply, you must be a Summit County resident, nonprofit, or business, and that application is due by June 12th. Now, on to today's show. Maddie went and spoke to Nuzzles & Co. about some wonderful furry friends that are up for adoption. And then Liz spoke to America in Black, a journalistic show focusing on African American issues here in the United States. But first, Liz spoke to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and a couple of the people on their show. Let's go take a listen to that right now.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Liz. I have two beautiful ladies standing by to chat with me. If you're excited about a brand new show that is coming to the TV waves, it's going to be something super cool. It's called Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and that's going to start on MTV. I have Rashida and Spice and everything nice right here in the studio with me right now. Ladies, you are so beautiful, and I just love your smiles, and I know you have to be unbelievably excited for the premiere of this show. Now, I'm going to start off because it's Love and Hip Hop. Now, obviously you all are not going to be like the Housewives or anything like that. Let me hear exactly how this show is going to play out.
Basically, you know, it's a crazy reality show that digs into our professional and personal lives on all aspects, from friendships to relationships to business to cattiness here and there to, you know, just really trying to get it together.
Well, I think it sounds unbelievably exciting, and I have to say, the world is wrapped up in reality TV. So what's going to make you guys stand out a little bit more than the other shows to make people really, really intrigued?
I think our uniqueness is definitely going to make us stand out so much and we're so real and we're vulnerable and we share what's happening in our real life. And there's so many different women that's on the show that's going through different things, like whether it's with relationship, marriages, I'm having personal issues, health issues, like mental, like there's so many different topics that we are covering that someone out there in the world is going to be able to say, I relate to this. And that's going to make them intrigued and want to watch and to see the end results. So I feel like that's what makes us stand out, and we're so different because we're all so many different unique women coming together trying to figure life out, just like what's happening in the world.
Well, I agree, and there's no better way to show people how life works than on TV in front of a million people. Why not? Now, your professions are obviously in hip hop. Are you all artists? Are you up and coming? Are you already being recorded? How does that work?
I'm a artist. I'm a Grammy nominated dancehall as a just recently got nominated for a Grammy last year or year before. I'm super excited and so humbled and grateful for my musical journey. I've been in the business for 20 years, and it's not an easy walk, and I'm so happy that I'm able to share it with my fans, who I call my besties, so that they can take this journey with me through my music to see what's happening and you know how hard it is as a woman in a male-dominated genre to get through to this music. So I'm super excited for my musical journey with them.
I'm excited to hear your music because I have to say, I want to learn all the different formats of music. I mean, I tried rap, I can do this. My name is Liz and this is how it is. That's it, okay? I have no beats. But the coolest thing about this is we get to get turned on to new artists, or not in your case, because obviously you've been doing this for many, many years. I look forward to hearing what your artistry sounds like. And let me ask you something, Rashida, what about you? Do you do any rapping or hip hop or anything like that?
I'm a female hip hop artist / entrepreneur.
Nice.
So I've been an independent artist for a very, very long time, for over 20 years. And to be able to get on the platform like Love and Hip Hop, this is actually our 11th season. So we're extremely seasoned. And the move now takes place to us moving to MTV. So we're extremely excited about that, especially being on a network like MTV that's just been so such a big part of music. So we're definitely looking forward to that. And yes, a female hip hop artist out of Atlanta, now entrepreneur.
See, I think that's beautiful. You are so gorgeous. Both of you, I can't believe you can say you've been in this business for 20 years because you look super young. So you must have started when you were just little teenagers. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, we were like 5 years old.
We did.
Oh, really? Oh, my
Thank
God.
you
That
so
must have been
much.
so cute. Oh, my goodness. Did you have blue hair when you were 5? That's all I want to know. But, you know, the cool thing is,
career.
I'm sorry? I didn't hear you.
No, yeah, I definitely had blue hair all my career.
That is so awesome. And you know what? It's your own style, it's your own look, and that's what's really cool about it. And the other thing that I really like about this is that you are parlaying onto MTV. So I know you've been doing this for several years, but it almost has to feel brand new to you guys for this brand new medium. Do you think so?
Definitely do. I think we're all kind of anticipating on, you know, how the feel of the change is going to be coming from VH1 and now transcending over to MTV. I think most of us grew up watching MTV and looking like, oh, I want to be on TRL, and oh my goodness, look at this, and you know, all the great things MTV has done. So to be able to be a part of it, I think is an amazing thing.
Absolutely. I grew up on MTV, and that's when they just had music videos. I know, right? Who knew? But this is really
Yes.
cool because now they get to feature so many different colorful people with great characters and personalities. And I have a feeling you both have big personalities. Who's going to be the drama in the show? Come on, dish. Oh my God, that means you're both going to be drama loaded, and I can't wait to see this. Now, can you give us any small tidbit of what's going to happen in the premiere?
You know, I think they're going to get a little bit in piece of like everything. Just like you spoke about Spice, you know, they'll be able to dig into some of the seriousness that has happened with you, with myself being married going on 23 years. You'll be able to dig into that along with a lot of other things that we have going on. So I think everybody needs to make sure they're locked and loaded and ready and got their seatbelt on with some popcorn.
I was going to just say, I'm going to be so ready.
Real quick. I can just say something real quick. And while I'm saying it, I'm going to do this and take a sip of my tea. Because I got a little tea to spill. Let me just say there's going to be a lot of separation breaks up, whether, you know, friendship, marriages, relationships, sisterhood. Like, it's going to be a lot of little things going on, a lot of breakups.
Oh.
And makeups.
So this is basically real life drama, and I cannot wait. You ladies are wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me here on the show. I can't wait for the premiere. You guys are really, really just great. It's going to premiere on the 13th. This is going to be super fun. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Ladies, thank you very, very much for being on the show. We have Spice and Rashida, and they have matching coffee cups and nails and everything else. I can't wait to see you ladies on the big screen on TV coming up soon. I wish you nothing but the best of luck, and I know you're going to be super successful.
Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome. Bye, you guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
A bit earlier, Maddie spoke to Nuzzles & Co., a local animal shelter, about some of the pets that they have available for adoption. In particular, Sparrow, an adorable little pirate dog. Let's go take a look at that interview right now.
Are you looking to fill your heart with some puppy love? Well, then Nuzzles & Co. always has the perfect solution for that. And I'm joined by McKenna and Sparrow, the beautiful winking puppy. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I mean, any morning I get to talk to you and see some puppy dogs is like top notch of a morning for me. Now, let's talk about Sparrow.
Yeah, so Sparrow came to us just a couple weeks ago from the Davis shelter. We weren't intending on keeping her. She actually came just for a surgery at our vet suite. If you can see here, she only has one eye. She is very interested in these treats right now, though, so she doesn't want to look at the camera, but she only has one eye. And so she came in for a little surgery, but she was such a sweet pup, and she fit in so well here at our rescue ranch that we decided that we would just adopt her out from here. So now she is available for rescue and adoption. And she is just a love bug. She does well with all the dogs in the yard. She's out there playing with them all the time. We had to keep her back while she was healing because she just wanted to give everyone loves and everyone play with all the dogs, even though she still has her stitches and everything. But she's doing super well and healing up and is such a big sweetheart.
She looks like a big sweetheart, and she looks like if someone wants to bring her home and maybe teach her some tricks, it'll be easy since she's so food motivated.
Definitely. She would definitely just catch on to any tricks because she just wants to get the treats. And she wants loves, too. She's very, attention motivated too, and she's only 9 months old, so she's still super young and would do super well in a home with just a little bit of training because she's so eager to please.
Oh my gosh, she's just a puppy. And so what kind of infection was in her eye when you guys received her?
To be honest, we don't know. It wasn't really an infection, but it was damaged somehow, so we're not sure if she got in a dog fight, some dog attacked her, or if she got caught in a fence or something like that. We were unsure of what happened to her eye. She just came into the shelter with a very damaged eye and was unrepairable. So we just took it out so she was out of her misery, and she is doing great. She barely notices she doesn't have one eye.
Oh, well, that's good because she looks really happy right now as she's just loving all of these dog treats. And now being only 9 months old, that's the perfect time to get one of these dogs, especially because she's a highly intelligent dog. You can tell by her ears that she's got some hound in her, and those are such smart dogs.
Yeah, she would do great as a running partner, hiking partner, just a family dog. She's definitely an active family dog because she's only 9 months old and she's got a lot of energy, but she would do great just with an active family who likes to hike or be outdoors, and right now is the perfect season for it. So if you're looking for the perfect hiking partner, Sarah might be your girl.
Seriously, or just the perfect way to fill your heart with love and treats, because you seem to have an endless pocket of treats right now.
I kind of need to here at the rescue. I always run out, so I'm always running back to my desk and grabbing some more. Oh, look at her. She's leaning right into me for these dishes too.
She loves it. Look how sweet she is, and only 9 months old. Let's talk about if people are interested in adopting Sparrow. Because she only has one eye, is there any differences in the adoption process with her?
So we just kind of go over all of her medical needs. She will have a little medical contract that will just kind of go over everything and what we've done for her. All of our dogs have a 2-week health guarantee as well, for anything that might be spread around the rescue or that they might have picked up just from being around a lot of dogs. But she's been all checked out and she is ready to go.
Oh my gosh, that means she's going to make someone so happy with her beautiful little winking face. It is so cute. I got to see it very briefly, and it was so sweet. She has one of those faces that you can't just help but fall in love with. Now, what's the adoption process like for people who are interested in maybe working with you guys to bring home a forever friend?
So you can go onto our website or click on the links on our social media or send us an email at adopt@nuzzlesandco.org, and we'll have a little adoption application sent to you and just fill it out. It's just a few simple questions just so we know who you are and where this dog will be headed off to. But yeah, so we just have you fill out that quick adoption process, and then we have one of our employees approve it, and then we'll get you all set up to take a doggy home.
Now, you guys do a lot of great adoption events where people can get involved there too, and that way they can meet not only one but multiple dogs. Now, as people are coming to these adoption events, or maybe they want more information, where can they find the information on these adoption events and when they're taking place?
Oh yeah, so we post them on our website, on our events tab. We also post them on our social media accounts. So if you follow our social media, our Instagram, our Facebook, we'll post updates on there and let you know when we have events. We have an adoption event at the Petco in Park City this weekend. If you're around, come swing by and meet maybe Sparrow and a bunch of our other dogs that'll be here. And yeah, so that one will be a pretty big event where we're gonna have some food trucks and a bunch of our dogs will be there. And some cats. We'll have some cats and kittens as well.
So if people are interested in getting involved, maybe they can't fully commit to bringing an animal home for the rest of its life, you guys have an option for fostering, and you guys also have an option for volunteering.
Yes, we love when people come and just come to our ranch to volunteer or foster. So you can come and take Sparrow for a little hike if you want to. Come just see what our ranch is like, or our adoption center, and help out. We love when people come and just interact with these guys. They need a lot of socialization, and the volunteering really helps us out a lot.
McKenna, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. If people are interested in volunteering, where can they go for more information? Is that something that's found on your website?
Yep, right on nuzzlesandco.org. Or on our social media pages, you can find a little link there as well.
McKenna, again, thank you so much for introducing us to Sparrow. She is to die for cute, and I hope she finds the best forever home.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Make sure that you check out Nuzzles & Co., and that way you can extend and expand your family with some great four-legged friends, because there's no better way to make a house a home than bringing a dog or a cat into it. So make sure you check out Nuzzles & Co. and you see all of the available animals for adoption. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Welcome back to the show. Liz from our sister station over in Colorado spoke to the host of America in Black, a journalistic show focusing on African American issues here in the United States. Let's go take a listen to that interview now.
Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Liz, and we've had some extraordinary guests this Friday morning, and it keeps continuing on. This is somebody very special. It's Wesley Lowry, and there is a premiere of America in Black taking place this Sunday on BET and Paramount Plus. I can see your face, Wesley. How's it going today?
It's going all right. It's going all right. I'm happy to be here. I wish I was there in person with you, because I imagine the weather's a little nicer out there.
Well, it's raining, but we can go run in the rain.
Oh, I love the rain. That sounds great.
Yeah, it's feeding the river, so we're happy. So, Wesley, we have America in Black premiering this Sunday, and you said you have some very important and special stories that you're going to share. Can you give us a little bit of tidbit?
Of course, I can give a little preview. And so American Black is a news magazine show on BET, a monthly, where we take Black storytellers and we give them the opportunity to tell Black stories. And in long form, right? We know that in this moment of social media and video clips, that very often stories don't get the space in the room to breathe. And so this weekend, we're going to see a handful of great stories. My colleague Nate does a sit down with Gabrielle Union, the actress and activist, and who is just someone I admire and love. And so I was jealous that he got that assignment and I didn't. And then I go down to Mississippi and tell a story about what we're calling the Black amputation epidemic. It's a crisis where Black Americans across the country are having their limbs amputated. Now, we know Black Americans have a higher likelihood of whether it be diabetes, high blood pressure, cardiovascular issues, but in so many cases, rather than take steps to try to remedy the underlying issues, they're having their limbs taken from them, which is both tragic for them but also doesn't solve those underlying health issues. And so we take what we think is a really serious story and we profile and talk to a doctor who's on the front lines down in Cleveland, Mississippi, of trying to combat this, trying to raise awareness, and trying to save people's limbs and also trying to save their lives.
So you just raised my awareness. You said in Mississippi. Is this something that's happening nationwide or just basically there? I have never heard this before. This is not a good story.
No, it's not. It's not. Now, it's good in that we're talking about it and we're raising awareness, which is important. But this is not just a Mississippi story. This is happening in Black communities across the country, where you have higher rates of diabetes, higher rates of high blood pressure, higher rates of cardiovascular issues. And so what ends up happening is, because people's arteries are clogged, their blood flow is shut down, their vascular system is complicated and compromised, that they get an infection, they get a cut, they get a bruise, and then that gets infected. And so by the time they get to a doctor, they are that rather than take steps to try to repair the underlying issues, very often we see people just chopping off their limbs. And when you don't solve these problems and these underlying issues, they continue to manifest. And so they come back later. And so this is, when you walk around Black communities across the country and you talk to Black people, almost everyone knows someone from church, a family member, someone from their community who's had an amputation. And it's something that's not necessarily happening in all these other communities. And so we just thought this was an important story. I think very often when I think about covering Black America, what I try to do is I try to find stories where Black Americans go, oh yeah, that's what's happening. And where a lot of other Americans go, wait, I never heard of that before. And that's how you know you've hit the sweet spot. And I think with this story, as heartbreaking and tragic as it is, I think it provides a lot of information for folks who better understand what's happening in their community, and for other folks to better understand what's happening in a community they're not part of. And so we really hope people tune in, and we know that this isn't a one-off, that we're going to hear from people around the country who are having very similar experiences.
I have to say, like you said, a lot of people have not heard of this scenario, and it's my first time as well. Do you think it's lack of funding? Do you think it's a lack of compassion, or a total thing of wholeness? I don't understand why this is happening to that specific community. It's not fair, and it makes me a little riled, and I just don't understand what is lacking.
It's really hard when we talk to the doctor down in Mississippi, who's been one of the leading activists and advocates around this issue. One, he talks about a lot of lack of awareness, right? That very often health issues are seen as something that's very personal, right? And so if you've got high blood pressure or diabetes, that this is your fault. You should have eaten better. You should have exercised more. You shouldn't have smoked as much, right? And that's not to say there's no personal agency in anything, right? But we know that some people are more likely to live in healthcare deserts and not have access to primary care physicians, in nutrition deserts, not be able to find nutritious food or not be able to afford it because of their economic circumstances. And in aggregate, we know those things affect certain communities and not as much other communities, right? And so I think that when we see something playing out in Black communities across the country, it's our responsibility to think, okay, this can't just be that each of them is making an irresponsible decision. Something's going on here. And I think that's what we've hoped to do with this piece. And again, that we hope this ongoing conversation will help us do as well.
I know it will, and I really appreciate you being here. And I think being part of a judgmental society does not help fixing a problem like this, but I know that having you and your program out there is something that can raise awareness. Is there something that we as a community can do to help a certain situation like this, aside from watching your program, of course?
Yeah, well, step one, of course, is watching on Sunday night, 10 p.m. at BET or on Paramount Plus. So whether you stream it or you watch it live via your cable provider, and letting us know, right? We know this is happening in communities across the country, and so reach out to us on social media or elsewhere. I'm easy to find. But also, a lot of it is about awareness around cardiovascular issues, about nutrition, about exercise, about what to do, going in when you go to your doctor and asking for screenings about your blood flow and your circulation, right? I think a lot of people are unaware that this is something they can request, but this is the type of thing that if we could catch earlier, we could save not only people's limbs, but also their lives.
Well, I got to tell you that your show is going to bring a lot of awareness. I think everybody in every community should tune into America in Black, and it premieres this Sunday on BET and Paramount Plus. Wesley, I can't thank you enough for being here on TV8 and raising awareness. We will watch, we will support, and we will be very grateful once we see everything come about. So thank you very much for being part of TV8 this morning, Wesley.
Thanks so much for having me, and have a great weekend, everyone.
You too. My pleasure. That was Wesley from America in Black. Make sure you get to that premiere tomorrow on BET and Paramount Plus this Sunday, everybody. We'll be back with more TV8 right after this.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
That's all the time that we have for today's episode of Wasatch Weekends. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow, where we'll talk to Bill Humbert, the recruiter guy, and Tracy Miller will show us a wonderful zucchini fritter recipe. Until tomorrow, I'm Ben Roof. Thank you so much for watching.